Cześć, witam was bardzo serdecznie w drugim odcinku najlepszej serii na moim kanale, czyli zagrajmy w grę Hogwarts Legacy, po polsku Dziedzictwo Hogwartu, a my przejdźmy sobie, moi drodzy, do pokoju wspólnego, ponieważ tutaj, jak widzicie, możemy zwiedzać Hogwarts, a to dlatego, że tu mamy taki cel jak znajdź swój pokój wspólny, więc ostatnio na tym skończyliśmy i jeśli chcecie więcej, to zostawcie łapkę do gry. A także możecie zostawić subskrypcję na moim kanale, bo mi żadne suby nie przychodzą. Tak więc zaczynamy. Lecimy do uniwersum Harry'ego Pottera. I zobaczmy, co my tu mamy. Przedstaw się, Kresidzie. Dobra, chciałem generalnie jedną rzecz sprawdzić, ale już jednak nic. I mamy przedstawić się różnym osobom, tak? Dobra, pójdźmy najpierw do tej dziewczyny. Kto to jest? Cressida Blue. Dobra, porozmawiajmy.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's not a complicated spell. I should be able to do it non-verbally.
Mamy się aż pogadać z 3 różnymi osobami, a z racji tego, że te piosenki są naprawdę długie w tej grze, to będzie bardzo ciężkie.
Pleasure to meet you, Cressida.
Czyli każda baza byłaby inna, bo chyba w tej grze są aż 4 bazy. Ja akurat należę tutaj do Gryffindoru. Może powiedzmy, że uczył mnie.
I'm not sure I'd say that, but I did study with him a little before we arrived.
Blast! I was hoping he might have given you some advice on non-verbal casting.
Is that what you were trying to do just there?
Oh, yes. Having a spot of trouble. I've mastered the charm using its incantation, but this is proving a bit trickier.
Okej. Może tak. To musisz popracować nad rzucaniem
I'd say
zaklęć.
your wand work could be a bit more fluid.
My wand work is fine, thank you. I can cast spells more complicated than this one without speaking. I'm just going to keep at it.
Aha, to chyba, słuchajcie, jest główne. A tu są 2 poboczne teksty. To zobaczmy te poboczne.
Do most students know how to cast non-verbally?
Not at all. Hogwarts doesn't teach non-verbal casting until the 6th year, and even then, many struggle with it. I'm simply trying to get ahead of the game.
Is it really that difficult to cast non-verbally?
Oh, yes. And if you don't get it just right, the results can be, shall we say, awkward. Once, I tried to cast Depulso non-verbally on a goblet in the Great Hall and ended up launching Professor Sharp's Yorkshire pudding into his face. He was not happy.
Okej.
Well, good luck with it. It was nice to meet you, Cressida.
You as well. Enjoy your first day.
Okej, dziękuję bardzo. Dziękuję bardzo. No to. Lecimy po prostu do kolejnej osoby. Może zróbmy tak leć. Zobaczmy, kogo tu my mamy. Gość jest tam na górze. Przepraszam, to dziewczyna, ale jak tam się dostać? Tam na górę, żeby z nią pogadać. Dobra, może chodźmy najpierw do tej osoby tutaj. Jest to Garrett Weasley. Ej, czy on ma takie same nazwisko jak profesor Weasley? Zobaczmy.
Hello, you're the new 5th year. Pleased to meet you. I'm Gareth Weasley. Heard about your travels here. Can't believe it. Glad you and Fig are all right. Is it true that someone from the Ministry was with you in the carriage?
Oh, yes. A friend of Professor Fig's.
Oh, didn't mean to pry. Nasty business, dragons. Again, very glad you're here.
Thank you, Gareth. So am I. Are you related to Professor Weasley?
No właśnie, to jest to samo nazwisko. O, to ciotka jego. Spoko, ale to samo nazwisko, ciotka. Dobra.
Must be nice having an aunt for a professor.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Aunt Matilda tends to treat me as if I'm a first year. Keeps too close an eye on me. It's all a bit suffocating, to be honest. Still, she means well. And she's an incredibly powerful witch. She'll have your back.
Dobra, zobaczmy te poboczne
Seems you
teksty.
enjoy brewing. Might I assume that you've a talent for potions of all sorts?
Well, as I see it, there's little difference, fundamentally, between brewing a modification to butterbeer and a Wiggenweld potion. Though I'm not certain Professor Sharp would make the connection. He doesn't appreciate my, creativity as much as you might think.
Are you having butterbeer for breakfast?
Oh no. I've been perfecting a recipe I came up with over the summer. I'm almost there, based on some reactions that may need a bit more work.
Well, it was nice meeting
Dobra.
you, Gareth, and thank you for the insights
Dzięki
on your
bardzo
art.
za rozmowę.
Pleasure to meet you as well. Good luck today.
Okej, dzięki. Więc co, chodźmy może do kolejnej osoby od razu.
Nelly'll do anything to get rid of Professor could
Czyli tutaj Nelly jeszcze została. A tylko pytanie, jak z tym porozmawiać? Czy trzeba porozmawiać z... A, tutaj trzeba. Stąd. Dobra.
Why is everyone so highly strung? It's perfectly safe. Well, hello. Don't mind me. I find it helpful to change my point of view now and again. Put things in perspective. Once I made it to the top of Gryffindor Tower, from the outside, without a broom.
Goodness.
I'm Nellie, by the way. Nellie Ogspire. I've heard rumors about what happened to you on your way to Hogwarts. Is it true? About the dragon?
It's true, and I was almost killed. Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives.
How awful for you. And of course, that poor man from the ministry. But still, you got to see a dragon. Anyway, you've certainly brought some much-needed excitement to Gryffindor. And Hogwarts, for that matter.
Dobra.
I'd imagine most students have never seen a dragon. Have you?
Goodness, no. And I've never heard of one attacking a carriage like that. Not enough meat in a carriage, I'd think.
I take it you're not afraid of heights.
It's something I've always done, since I was little. My mother once found me on the roof when I was 5. Still has no idea how I got there. But with all the strange hallways and rooms in the castle, and everything lurking in and outside the grounds, you don't need to scale a tower to see something incredible here.
What exactly are the rumors about my journey to Hogwarts?
That you escaped a dragon attack? Isn't that enough? Most of us arrive via train or boat, not having just escaped the jaws of a dragon. Of course it's got people talking. Word travels fast at Hogwarts.
I'm sure I'll be seeing you around, either in our common room or when you scale your next tower.
You never know. Bye for now.
No dobra. No to
New
tak.
Gryffindor.
O, ale się wspięła ładnie. Dobra, spotkaj się z profesor Weasley przed pokojem wspólnym. No to chyba na mnie powinna czekać. Jakie dziwne przejście jest tutaj. Bardzo dziwne, mega dziwne. Dobra, mamy profesor Weasley.
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
Okej.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Dobra, Podążaj za profesor Weasley, czyli tak, musimy za panią podążać. Oczywiście kontroler mi się świeci na pomarańczowo. O, teraz zmienił kolor na żółty. O, świeci mi się na pomarańczowo i na czerwono i na żółto, więc spoko. Najbardziej ładne kolorki. Zmieniają się tu kolorki kontrolera. Dobra, więc zobaczymy. Jestem mega podjarany tą grą i na pewno platynę będę chciał zdobyć. Może nie na odcinku, ale bardziej tak platynka na prywatności myślę, że sobie siądzie. Tak samo jak w Cyberpunk 2077 bardzo bym chciał zdobyć platynę, ale raczej Cyberpunka to ja nagrywać nie będę na kanał. Chyba, że może kiedyś. Co to jest? Revelio? No tak, bo mamy nasze zaklęcia. Coś zebrałem. Portret Barufia. Jakąś stronę przewodnika mam. O, otwórz przewodnik. Aha. To ja tu kolekcję mogę zobaczyć. Strony przewodnika. Okej, to wydaje się naprawdę spoko. W takim razie podążamy dalej za panią Weasley.
Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
O, co to jest za klaun? Wygląda trochę jak klaun, ale tak normalnie to nie wiem, co to było. Co to jest za skrzynka? Przeszukajmy ją. 45 monet trzymałem. Ej, fajna gra, podoba mi się. Takie, to wygląda trochę jak taki GTA, ale w uniwersum właśnie Harry'ego Pottera. Płomienie Few. Mi się coś dziwną rzeczą kojarzy. Okej, otwórz mapę. Mamy mapę naszego Hogwartu, słuchajcie. Mamy otwarty świat, wreszcie otwarta przestrzeń jest. Co my tu mamy? Misja Witaj w Hogwarcie, okej. Dobra. O, tu są te płomienie Few. A, bo to są miejsca do szybkiej podróży. Możemy się dzięki temu szybciej podróżować. Nie musimy iść w to miejsce dokładnie, tylko możemy szybciej podróżować. No, okej, to jest ciekawe bardzo. Okej, więc lecimy z powrotem do panią Weasley, profesor.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Dobra, mamy tutaj różne
You mentioned Hogsmeade.
teksty do wybrania.
Hogsmeade is the
Zobaczmy,
only
jest główne.
all-wizard village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade.
O, Hogsmeade!
You will
Może będziemy
also,
tam
I
w
imagine,
przyszłości
enjoy
podróżować.
many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become Aurors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb.
Czyli dzisiaj
on your
będą
first
nasze
day,
pierwsze zajęcia z
and you
magii.
have much to
Mam
learn.
rozumieć.
Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that.
O, ktoś tam w tle Lumos odpalił.
My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now. Speak of the devil.
O, jest profesor Fig.
Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Okej, teraz mamy pogadać z profesorem Figiem. No dobra, niech
Good to
będzie.
see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
Dobra.
She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Dobra. Co teraz? Otwórz dziennik misji. A, najpierw mapę trzeba otworzyć. Pojawiły mi się dwie misje. Tym razem mamy możliwość wyboru misji, słuchajcie. I zobaczmy, co my mamy misję. Zajęcia z obrony przed czarną magią, albo zajęcia z zaklęć. I nawet są nagrody. Tutaj obrony przed czarną magią nagrody mamy Leviosa, jakieś zaklęcie. A zaklęć, no to Ascio. Ja chyba bym poszedł do zajęcia z zaklęć, bo najbardziej mnie one kuszą.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand.
To ja nie mam swojej własnej różdżki?
He's an
Przypadkiem?
exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I
Ja
have
bym w
more
takim razie
information
czyją ja mam
about
różdżkę, jak
this
będziemy zaraz
mysterious locket.
lecieć
For
do
now,
Hogsmeade po
focus
różdżki
on
do
your
sklepu.
classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
No dobra, idź na lekcję zaklęć. O, misja ukończona, witaj w Hogwarcie. Dobra, czyli tak, mamy możliwość otwartego świata i wyboru misji. Czyli... ja słuchajcie tutaj... Zaczerwony kompas? Aha, o mi tu chodzi. Dobra, i mamy za nim podążać. Mnie najbardziej właśnie kuszą te do zdobycia accio, zajęcia z tych zaklęć. Więc tak naprawdę zobaczymy. Ten zamek jest ogromny, a w sumie nie ma co się dziwić. Tutaj dalej na górę mamy iść. To jest tutaj. Tutaj jest ta misja. Jest, zajęcia z zaklęć. No dobra, rozpocznij misję. Lecimy.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie.
I faktycznie, ja nazywam się Roger Norton, jak tak gadam
Have
tutaj.
you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right? Now,
Ale śmieszny jest ten
please open
profesor
your textbooks
Ronan.
to page 517.
Trochę brzmi jak Ronin.
But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom.
No dobra, to
Now
pewno
let's
będę
put
w
those
takim razie
textbooks to use as they
starą
plant
z tą
objects you so believe
dziewczyną.
they are
Oj,
and
z tą dziewczyną, co tu w ławce jest. Ona chyba się nazywa Nadsaj Onaj, tak po napisach sądzę.
Partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
O, uczymy się nowego zaklęcia przywołującego. Dobra. Pięknie, mamy to. Dosyć proste to jest. Accio. Dobra, mamy te accio. Wow,
That is not bad.
to jest dobre.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
No dobra. Więc idziemy chyba na świeże powietrze poćwiczyć, więc już mi się podoba ta misja, słuchajcie. No pierwsza misja w grze, w zasadzie trzecia po prologu. Nie no, wydaje się naprawdę spoko.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree.
Ciekawe, czy w Quidditcha też będziemy grali.
So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Wow, buduje coś nam tutaj. To są jagody? Powiększone? To trochę wygląda jak borówki albo jakieś kule. Nie wiem. Dosłownie wygląda naprawdę jak borówki jakieś wielkie. Olbrzymie, ogromne.
Very simply,
Dobra.
cast Accio on one of the spheres and
O,
relinquish your
Accio.
charm at the last
Dobra.
possible moment. Now, excellent control.
Aha, trzeba jak najwięcej punktów zdobyć i kulka nie może wypaść.
That's it.
50, zatrzymaj się, dobra. To już rozumiem, o co, słuchajcie, z tym zaklęciem przywołującym chodzi. Patrzcie. Nie wypadnij tylko, dobra.
Very good. Points to Gryffindor. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Okej. A teraz dopiero się zaczęło. Pierwsza to na Sai
Yes, sir.
robi. Ej, nie no, ta misja jest dosyć... Ej, spoko. Mega mi się podoba. Mega fajna jest ta misja tak naprawdę. Mega fajna gra w ogóle. Nie dziwię się, że tyle potrafi ona kosztować. 40 punktów trafiła. No 30. A, bo tam jest 30, nie 40. Spraga. O, ja mam 50, zobaczcie. To jest takie łatwe. A czy ona może wypchnąć moją kulkę? To by było ciekawe, gdyby tak się dało. Właśnie ciekawe, czy ona może wypchnąć moją kulkę. Prawdopodobnie może tak być. Jakby może wypchnąć. Zobaczcie, drugi raz 50.
Well done.
Ja spróbuję jej kulkę zepchnąć, jak się uda. O, ruszyła lekko tą kulkę moją.
Accio.
A remis będzie po 130 na 130 punktów. Remis na korcie przywoływaczy jest. Dobra.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
O, coś tam wyterował. O kurde, przeszkody.
I think we are well
Ruszające
past
się jakieś
interesting at
pudełka.
this point.
Dobra, Nadsaj, zaczynaj.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it.
To prawda, one ruszą się bardzo wolno.
Let us
No.
see this.
Nie, no kurde. Ale ona dobra w to jest. Okej. Mam nadzieję, że wygram to. Bardzo bym chciał to wygrać w sumie. Ej, no nie, no troszeczkę kawałek się... A i również 30 punktów. Niestety.
Watch this.
O, popchnij moją kulkę, tak! Nie, nie
That
popchnęło.
is how it's done.
Jednak, słuchajcie, nie popchnęło, dobra. Stój! Stój!
Nicely done.
Dobrze jest, słuchajcie, dobrze jest.
Bisha.
O, wystarczy. Ja chyba to wygram.
Accio.
To teraz muszę to zrobić naprawdę dobrze bardzo. Dobra, nawet 50 udałoby się słuchajcie
Perfect
wbić.
score.
Pięknie.
Remarkable.
Więc 150 punktów trafia do mnie. Czy będzie jeszcze jakaś runda? Czy nie? Zobaczymy zaraz.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Chyba nie, po prostu udało mi się wygrać. A, to już koniec,
Gather
dobra.
your things on the way out.
Ale fajna misja. Była.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Is Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Okay.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're
Dobra,
so
porozmawiaj z profesorem Ronenem.
If you would.
Ronenem, dobra. Profesor Ronen.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Dobra, misja ukończona, zajęcia z zaklęć. Zrobiłbym jeszcze jedną misję. Kolejną. To jest jakiś zamek, poziom drugi. A tędy można wyjść, okej. Zrobiłbym, słuchajcie, jeszcze misję. To są jakieś poboczne misje? A nie, to są te miejsca w Hogwarcie. Dobra, zobaczmy. Zajęcia z obrony przed czarną magią. Czyli przed złem po prostu. Okej, no i zobaczymy. To jest chyba misja u profesor Weasley. Albo u profesora Figa, tak mi się wydaje. Albo nie. Może kogoś tam jeszcze profesora Sharpa? Czy coś takiego. Ale ciekawe, kiedy będzie nauka latania na miodle. Bo na pewno musi być, aby móc szybciej się poruszać. Naprawdę. Musi to na pewno być tutaj. Okej, lecimy misję.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable
a to jest
is
profesor
the value
Hecat.
of
Dobra.
simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Okej. Uczymy się w takiej na razie nowej różdżki, mój drodzy, w sensie nowego zaklęcia. Nie wcisnąłem przez przypadek, dobra. Levioso się uczymy.
Levioso.
I to jest do podnoszenia różnych rzeczy. Zaklęciem. Fajnie, chciałbym tak w realu. In real life, ale niestety.
Now,
This is not
let's try
possible.
something a little
This is not
larger.
possible. To nie jest możliwe, niestety. Szkoda.
Let us begin with the basic
Okay.
cast.
Zaklęcie podstawowe, no,
See
czyli
how the
to
dummy
moje
deflected your
zaklęcie.
cast. This time, cast Levioso first.
Levioso.
then
O, tym
basic
razem
cast.
R2 plus kółko, ale jeszcze jedno
A
pole
surprised
mi zostało na,
opponent is a weak
na zaklęcie i to
opponent.
wszyscy będą.
Now, the basic cast.
O, a teraz te podstawowe, dobra.
Levioso.
Okej.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling.
Teraz pojedynek będzie z kimś.
Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel.
To jakiś Sebastian.
Levioso, basic
Wow.
cast, and Protego.
Ziemię
You
tu
may
będziemy
begin.
robić.
Levioso. I know.
Jest to Sebastian Sallo jakiś.
Let's just say
Ale to... No słuchajcie, z nim tak naprawdę wygramy bez problemu, bez jak najmniejszego problemu z nim wygramy. Bo uważajcie, mu została akcentka się włączyła nagle.
You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Gryffindor.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
Okej.
Right. That's enough
To
spectacle
jeszcze nie
for one
koniec
day.
misji. A, bo musimy jeszcze porozmawiać z Sebastianem. Dobra,
I
porozmawiamy z
enjoyed
nim.
that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice. It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
In
Well.
fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
To był
Be
mój
coy
pierwszy
if you like,
pojedynek.
but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Unsanctioned? I don't know. School rules are in place for a reason.
Yes, to keep students in the dark. So many things we're deemed unprepared to know. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance, if you're interested. Till next time.
No dobra. Misja wykonana zajęcia z obrony przed czarną magią. Na razie to chyba nie mam żadnych misji w grze. Słuchajcie. Mi się wydaje, może musimy poczekać chwileczkę na jakieś misje. Bo nic nie mamy. Więc to by było na tyle. Jeżeli odcinek wam się spodobał, to zostawcie łapkę do góry. O! Nowa misja się pojawiła. A co to jest? Weasley po zajęciach, okej. Teraz jeszcze skrzyżowane różdżki, ruda pierwsza, to chyba jakieś poboczne misje. To by było na tyle. Trzymajcie się, do zobaczenia. Subskrybujcie, lajkujcie, trzymajcie się, no i cześć.